Thank you, dear. Oh, hello, guys. Welcome back. I had the worst day, best day ever. Let me explain. I got up this morning with a Charlie horse, hurt like a son of a bitch. Decided to walk it off by walking up the hill. Went to look at the 4th of July stuff at the Dollar General. Got derailed because there was a quacking duck. And I'm looking all over the store for this quacking duck. Do they have a plush? Do they have a duck that quacks? It must have been on somebody's phone. It obviously wasn't a real animal. It sounded recorded. And I was like, oh, no duck plush. So I got kind of sad again because my leg still hurt like a son of a bitch. And I walked next door and the goddamn library's closed. And I'm like, my day's going just great. So I walked back down and the book came. I love that book. Guess that's sarcasm. The book came, so that happened. Um, And all my life, I've been trying to figure out where I went wrong with God. Don't worry, this isn't going to become the Christian channel. And it's just, I was never a good Christian because I can't get the concept of sin. I literally don't understand it. I studied theology and I still don't understand it because I'm like, what kind of perfect God would create beings in the first place that can really fuck things over? I'm sorry, forgive my language. But that's the only way I could think of to put it. What kind of perfect, ineffable, unchanging deity creates people and then goes, oh, I shouldn't have done that. And she goes back to the Garden of Eden thing, and I'm like, metaphor, honey, metaphor, 2,000 goddamn year old metaphor for, I don't know, evolution. One religion supplanting another. Take your pick. Metaphor. No, literal to her. And I'm like, okay, but I couldn't follow her argument. I'm like, okay, now we have a doorstop. That's nice. But we have a picture of either Papa Dumbala or Yergam Wonder, depending on which you want. So, and it looks like Papa Dumbala, because that looks like West African art or something if I look at it. So I'm like, that's why I failed. That's why it never worked for me, because I literally could never believe in stuff. I remember going to confession in church, even like around towards high school and that, and they would say, what did you do wrong this week? And I'd be like, I didn't do anything wrong. And they'd say, that's not possible. It's because I don't believe in the concept of sin. And I never went on my way to be an ass clown. Probably did it because of a charming personality, but I never went on my way to do it. And I was like, this is why I failed at this religion. This is why I sucked at it. And I was talking to Loki and I said, it's probably a mixed blessing. We don't have 2,000 years of tradition to fall back on, so we're able to kind of start from scratch, which is a mixed blessing. And I said, but there are times it would be nice if we had 5,000 stories on the Norse gods and we could just paw our way through and try to make sense of it all. We only have the best metaphor I saw, I think, was by Dr. Jackson Crawford about it's like a huge ship, but we only have like a few splinters of it. That's all we have left is these few splinters to hold in our hand. Go, what the hell do I do with this? I'm getting help from the peanut gallery. And sometimes we don't know what to do with it. And if we grow up in a religion where we're used to having discipline and order and a book of law and all this other stuff, sometimes we're totally at sea. And I'm trying to read this book. And Norse gods are feeling free to help. Two of them especially. I kept talking about God, being the creator God, and I'm hearing this deep, rumbly voice. No one writes about me being a creator God. Oh, sure, you'll write one paragraph in a book about me, and then nobody says anything. Nobody talks about me being a creator God. Probably because we also have stories where you like throw a object up in the air and tell people to catch it, and they all end up decapitating each other with their sickles. Yeah, well, what about it? That's why we don't have books about how much you love people. So I kept getting this, this disgruntled thing of I don't know why, and he really doesn't understand. He knows very damn well why, but he doesn't understand in a sense why there aren't books like this on Odin. Kidding? We all started laughing, we did. Because you can be infinitely loving and kind. You can also be a son of a bitch, but you can't write a book about infinitely loving, kind Odin without talking about son of a bitch Odin. And that's why you're never going to see books like this. I'm sure there are some people where he's only sweet and kind ever, and he's been very sweet and kind and gentle as he's been healing me and walking me through bad theology, but at the same time, he can be a son of a bitch too. I'm like, that's why you don't have books like this. Nobody could write it with a straight face, not even a Lokean. And Loki, for his part, we all know he's ambivalent. Some days he's mostly good, some days he's so good that you think he's this divine, pure, holy being. And then some days a little rat bastard and you wish you could kill him. We serve very different divinities. They haven't had 2,000 years of PR on their side, for better or worse. They don't have a big, thick book. They don't have a big, organized religion, even though everybody's trying to behead me currently. That's not going to happen anytime soon. And I think it's kind of to our blessing because we all get to pick our own way. And we can disagree and fight and try to destroy each other's YouTube channels or blogs or whatever, because you know how some people get. But at the end of the day, we know we all have to have our own personal reckoning with our gods. We're the ones that have to stand before our gods. And as I've often said before, I can't say to Loki, well, I had a channel to save or something like that. That shit ain't gonna fly with him. Also, this is a god that lets me use profanity, which is why I'm on Team Loki. Getting giggles back here. But I think Loki, in his perfect timing, one, wanted me to have a book that makes me think of Yokamonder, because Yokimonder on the front, so that's probably what we'll use about it. And it has an apple for Odin, so it's perfect. And now I'm here, two little hyenas back here. And it's just one of those things where Loki knew I really wouldn't read it, because honestly, I was just interested in one part of her theology of why do we need Jesus if Jesus didn't die for our sins. Because she talks about on the part you can read on Amazon that's why Jesus died. And this is not going to become the Jesus channel, but her theology is very interesting. Because something. I was like, what? And I always go to turn the book upside down and shake it. And I'm like, wait, because what? Because what? Wait, what? But I never could understand the concept of sin. I still don't. And I studied theology, damn it. I wanted to become a priest and I still couldn't get the basic concept of sin because I'm like, how does a perfect God make broken shit? So I'm here in house laughter. I mean, if Loki made us, that explains a lot about the human race, and I think he just flipped me off. But that explains it exactly. If we have a god like that, that's why we are the way we are. If we had Odin, Loki, and Honir, as some people put it, create us, you know why we are the way we are. Or evolution, or a million other reasons. Not their thing. And it was just, we have a practice in Wicca. I know, I keep saying I'm not Wiccan, but I keep referring to it. Of, if something doesn't feel right for you, put it down and walk away. And I'm like, I wasn't sure if I was getting a calling or I was trying to settle the past. I know now I was trying to settle the past, but I've always been trying my whole life to understand why I never go along with this God. And it's like, I don't believe in sin. I believe you can do wrong stuff, but as Loki says, you either fix it, you leave it alone, or you at least apologize. You know, one of those three options is going to work. You leave it alone if you trying to fix it or apologize would make it worse, but you fix it if you can, and you certainly apologize if you know it won't make the situation worse. So it's, you know, it's like one of those things. Excuse me. And Loki, excuse me, Loki's perfect timing as well. I went up to the DQ, because of course I did, because I've been having these strange cravings. Like, I'm pregnant lately. Like, yesterday it was buttered popcorn, because I swore I could smell it, and everybody in the neighborhood could smell it, but nobody knew who was making it, so everybody was buying popcorn. Well, I bought popcorn, but everybody was talking about it. And, today I had this hankering for a fish sandwich. I could not get it to leave me alone. I was like, I have to have this fish sandwich or I'm gonna die. And I'm like, well, I read an article somewhere once that if you have a hankering for something, your body needs that. So apparently my body needed processed fish. So like, you're laughter again. I go up there to get the processed fish, and they have a Galaxy blizzard. And it was awesome. It was cotton candy and candy sprinkled on top, and people wonder why Americans are fat. That's why. So we got one of those. And it was all around, I think, Loki and Odin trying to show me that they know it's very hard depending on how you were brought up. And sometimes it's very hard if we live in this society, as many of you have said, even if you weren't brought up in Christianity or one of the big three, it can be hard taking our stories as seriously as they take theirs. Like she talks about creation, nobody's going to bat an eye. If they're one of the big three, they're going to be like, and they can still believe in creation and believe in evolution. It's just explaining how things went. But if we talk about our gods creating us or our gods creating humans, we then have to jump forward and go, oh, it's just a story. You can't take it seriously. And I'm like, we kind of approach our stories backwards. There should be no cutoff that they can believe whatever they want out of their book, but we don't get to believe any of our stories. You believe what you want to believe, as long as you're not harming other people with it, and as long as you're not forcing it on other people as the gospel of fill in the blank. You do you. So, I know we've been absent a while, but I thought I was gonna die this morning. My leg hurt so bad. I was calling to like Loki, and when it didn't clear up, I was talking to God, and Odin says very tartly, "I think you're just trying at random. Help's coming." So Odin's actually the one who did it. And this might have been Odin at work. I don't know, but I think our gods just wanted me to put it to rest to see that I never felt comfortable in a church. I never felt comfortable with God because I could never get the concept of sin. And somewhere in my mind, probably from CCD, that if you could not get comfortable with the idea of God judges you even though he loves you, so God has issues. So, um, I could just never get behind that. I could never get behind a God that, oh, he loves you, but he's standing there and judging you, and you're not perfect, and you're going to keep screwing up and everything. To me, it just sounds very negative. I've never been able to get behind their concept of sin. Can you do wrong things? Yes, but our gods don't make a federal case out of it and say, well, you had a perfect record until you did that, and you're going to keep doing bad things the rest of your life. I hope you're happy with yourself. Our gods don't say that. So, Loki, don't help. So, if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.